What up, y'all? Panel time. Dutchy, Jimmy, Menace. I'm Bush. Got some topics. Y'all know what we do every week. We ain't stopping. We still here.
Yes, sir.
How everybody doing?
Hello,
Excellent. How you
hello.
guys? How you guys all doing? How was your week, man?
We doing well. We blessed. We alive. Another day, you know.
That's right, brother,
We
and
here.
that's
We
what
have
matters
opportunity.
most.
It just sucks that it's a little cold. It's a little too cold for me today.
You got the hoodie on. It's hoodie season, huh?
I brought out the coat. I got the coat on.
Man, I feel you. I got the bubble jacket in the back of the car right now.
Yeah,
What's
it's
up,
cold,
Dutchy?
man.
Yo, your mic sound low, Dutchy.
How about now?
Oh yeah,
You
there we
sound
go.
good, Dutch.
Is that better?
Yes.
Yeah, that's better. That's better.
So let's go on and broadcast this weather one more time while y'all out here cold.
Yeah,
Dutchy is
come on.
over
Yeah,
there
rub it in.
flossing
Rub it
on
in.
us.
No, I don't
Look,
want to rub it in, or I don't
I'm
want to
rubbing
say
it in
anything.
at this
But
point.
wait, let me get a towel for my
Rubbing
head.
it in
I'm
at this
sweating.
point.
My damn air
You're an
conditioner's
asshole
not
at this
working.
point.
Sons of bitches. I hate when that happens.
No, that's funny. Yo, EST, what up, family?
EST, the homie.
Hey, what up? Salute, bro.
Yeah, so we got Jimmy back. Y'all know y'all missed him. He ain't been around. He's back, and Mob Tells is coming back. And just look forward to it.
Without you.
Mm-hmm. What we got on the table with these topics?
We got the Kyrie Irving situation versus the NBA and his anti-Semitism remarks, as they
Alleged
say.
anti-Semitism.
Where he
Because
didn't
what?
really say any. In my opinion, he didn't really say anything anti. How you say
Semitic, yeah,
anti-Semitic? You know what I'm saying? He just pointed out a movie that might have depicted some anti-Semitic stuff in it, but he didn't say it personally out of his mouth. And I feel like his punishment is a little overboard. You know, him having to go to a class is just extra. It's like another form of slavery. You feel what I'm saying? And like they got the black guy who's outspoken, who didn't want to get vaccinated last year, and he stood up for that and still didn't have to, still played without getting vaccinated. And then now this year is just something else. So like I feel like they just doing a little too much with Kyrie. That's just my opinion on
I
it.
think a black man, whoever in his position, he already got away with that. Like you said, the COVID, the vaccination thing.
Yeah,
They like he doing too much. They really trying to set an example. And with
exactly.
Kanye, that kind of made it easy for them. Like, look, you know what I mean? Like your mouth could get you in trouble, and
Facts.
it'll pass. Basically, it's kind of crazy though. Like anybody know like really the details of what he said or anything? Like the movie.
No, but I was
Hardly
watching.
anything.
I was watching a segment of what Kanye's intentions really were, which was interesting, man. He
Yeah, we
knows
talking about
exactly what
Kyrie.
he's what. Yeah, I know, but
Oh, yeah,
you
yeah.
mentioned Ye.
What movie was it? Go ahead, Dutchy. My bad.
Well,
The viewers, the actual definition of, if anybody's not sure what the actual definition of anti-Semitic, can y'all hear me? Good?
Yeah.
Am I
yes,
clear?
I hear you great,
Okay.
man.
All right. So anti-Semitic is hostile to or prejudice against Jewish people.
Okay.
Um, so to be clear on exactly what anti-Semitism is, which is again is a prejudice against or a hatred of. So please remember the words hatred, prejudice, and hostility uh, in this definition that I just gave you guys.
Hmm. Anybody know like the details on the movie and like what exactly like?
Yeah, I don't really know what the details of the movie were, but they have some Semitic remarks in it,
What
and they
movie
just
is this?
basically, huh?
What movie is this, Dennis? I'm sorry.
Damn, hold up. Let me go on Kyrie's.
Oh
Hold
yeah,
up.
my bad. We ain't do the. I ain't really
Yeah.
recent.
I'm not gonna lie. I apologize. I did not come 100% prepared, and I don't know the exact title of the movie, but
I want to
they
say
just
the
they.
movie is called, as I look it up, From Hebrews to Negroes, I believe.
Okay. So look, there you go. Shout out to Dutchy. Thank you, Dutchy.
Hey, you know what? You know what's really bad is that, before the media and all this stuff was out.
Your car, my car.
Don't
Oh,
you?
they're on the panel.
Oh, my bad. Let me shut up. Yeah, go ahead, Jimmy. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Before all this nonsense went out with all the Karens and the woke people and all this nonsense, before the meet, yeah, it's getting ridiculous because you can't say anything, especially if you're in the limelight, especially if you're a famous basketball player or movie star or a musician. You have to like walk on eggshells because you're criticized and analyzed by anything that you say and do. Me and you can walk on the street, we can say these same things, and nobody's going to really care. Dutch, what does that
Right.
say? What's the name?
I agree.
Is so I get it up close for you guys. There we go. From Hebrews
Hebrews.
to Negro.
What in God's name could that possibly be? You know, I,
So it's basically, so let me if you guys don't mind, I'll try not to drag this on. There's been a lot of confusion about Black Israelites, Black Hebrews, and their place in Judaism.
oh, so
And
it's a religious thing.
yes, so there are Black Jews. You understand? There
Absolutely,
are
I know
Black
some of them.
Israelites. There are Black Hebrews. So
Yes,
salute to Stephen Washington. So I think what's happened is in him posting that and trying to make people understand that Black people, I guess, can't be anti-Semitic is what I think what he was trying to say without saying. Nick Cannon just kind of spoke out today and said he's was it yesterday the most non-anti-Semitic person he's ever met. So
again, I say because of the media, because of all the nonsense, and because of the publicity that these people has established in their life, they're going to be criticized. It's critical and analytical of every little thing they do. Oh, how could they do that? Joe Namath. What's his name? There was a famous baseball player, and can you imagine Joe DiMaggio? So Joe DiMaggio's in a bar and he's drinking a coffee cup. He's drinking out of a coffee cup. So one guy goes, "Oh, you're drinking coffee?" He goes, "I'm in a bar. Does you think I'm drinking coffee? I'm drinking out of this coffee cup in case a kid comes in and sees me. I don't want him to think that I drink alcohol, and then they'll go out and think it's all right to do that. So I want them to know that I'm not drinking alcohol. I'm having coffee." And so they leave there. So there's a pretense to where Joe DiMaggio and Willie Mays did the same thing. Great Willie Mays. Hank Aaron did the same thing. He said, "I don't want." Now, Hank Aaron, he couldn't walk anywhere without somebody raiding him or asking him for his autograph. Um, but he even said himself, he goes, "I don't want to have kids think that I'm drinking is okay." So on that premise, these guys have to understand that there was a profound reason for that. And now, especially with Twitter and Twitter and Lukey and Mookie and Facebook and Assbook or whatever you want to call it, everybody knows what the hell's going on with everybody. And that's fucked up. That's what's
Yep.
fucked up in our society because if me and you said anything like these guys said, it would get washed out the window, or that guy's a punk, or the hell with it. And the next day, you're having lunch and you forgot what the guy said. But being of who he is,
I
these
agree.
guys really have to walk on eggshells. They have to be careful because they're in the limelight. And Lindsay Lohan, look at what happened with her. She went out. Next minute, her whole career is destroyed. She opened them out once. That's the end of it. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, but to me, Jewish, there's not a person alive that's Jewish. There might be a German, they might be, an African, they might be anything. I know a lot of black Jews, but that's their religion. Jew is their religion. Would they say anything like this? No. But again, if somebody doesn't like a religion, I don't think they should criticize him or make a suggestion against him because they think in their mind he's saying something anti-Semitic. And Dennis, I did hear what he said, and I agree with you. He really didn't say anything. He was kind of quoting what other people were doing and making recognition to it. Should he have done that? No. But that's the criticisms that they hold.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
look
Yeah,
at
just what comes with
Antonio
being a
Brown, man.
superstar and like being in the limelight, like you said. You know,
Yeah,
anybody
look
can
at
have an
Antonio
opinion.
Brown. Look at Antonio Brown. He really didn't say anything anti-Semitic, but because of his antics, not one of the greatest receivers in the game, nobody picked him up. You know, hey, the hell. Let me tell you something, man. I'm still pissed at the shit with Kaepernick. All he did was take a knee in solidarity, you know. And if anybody knows what that word means, it means, look, I'm embellishing myself to this situation. Can you help me? That's asking for help. Taking a knee is not disrespecting the people that serve this country, you know. And if you make a remark like that, you're a racist or you're a bigot. I'm sorry. And that's what they did. You started to see a lot of who the racial people are, and the bigots. They're out there. The Proud Boys, the Oak Boys, the Old Sealers. You know, the Pinwheelers. Who gives a shit what they call themselves? You know, this is. But he really is getting picked on because of his celebrity status. Period. You're going to watch this guy on TV. You're going to see him in the championship, and everybody's going to want his autograph. And he's supposed to be representing the team and whatever you want to, however spirit you want to put into it. But do I think it's wrong how they criticize him, what they do to the guy? Yeah, absolutely. I don't think it has anything to do with anger management or you need to talk to somebody. I think this is all the Karens and the liberals in this world that are making everything so crazy, you know? Years ago, you know the Rat Pack, Sammy Davis Jr., man, Frank Sinatra. Nobody realizes today that Sammy Davis Jr. and Frank Sinatra were best friends. But they'll go on stage and they'll make fun of each other and they'll do this. And nobody said anything because it was a joke or it wasn't as serious as people should take it. But today, you couldn't do that. The Rat Pack couldn't do what they did. They, you
Word,
know, they would look and say, yeah, there was Sammy Davis Jr. would be destroyed and criticized. I
word.
mean, you
Question.
know, we're turning into a very very bad democracy where criticism is the full point of absolutism, and that's what criticism has become. You say one thing, hey, screw you, we're going to get you. You know,
yeah,
and
and as Americans, we should be more, at arms with this type of thing where you
yes,
can't use your freedom of speech. Like somebody else was just saying. Somebody was telling me, if we stick together behind people that's being attacked for their words, then they can't do that because you can't shut down one. Everybody. I think this freedom of speech thing is becoming a real problem. It's stupid, really, to a person can't speak his mind anymore. That's like it's
well,
really
bro, you know
insane to
what?
me,
But
honestly.
that's two things that kind of go hand in hand. First thing is, like, I just, y'all heard me like bitching about Facebook. I'm really serious. Me and Jimmy have had this conversation several
That's
times.
right, babe.
Um, and at this point, with the community guidelines and community standards and so forth, at what point is it really a violation of my freedom of speech?
That's right.
Um, because it's not
Facts.
my job to check and see who's supposed to be whatever age on the platform. That's y'all's job. You're running the platform. It's for you to determine what is appropriate for certain ages. So to give me access and for me to live in the good old US of A, that says that I have rights to freedom of speech. Now, the next question that I have to the panel is, now that we know by definition what anti Semitic means, hostile or hateful comments made from any of these people that are being accused of making those comments. So if we're going to call a spade by definition, who actually said something hostile and who actually said something that was hateful?
I would have to say yay, because it wasn't what he said or hanging the signs up, or it's what he said about Hitler. He said, you know, he made quotes that Hitler, I wanted to name my album Hitler, and I think Hitler was great. Hitler had the right idea. That, I think, is going over the deep end, you know.
Wait,
Like Morgan Freeman. We all know Morgan Freeman, and I love this guy because he's so intelligent. I met him several times at the Friars Club in New York. Extremely intelligent guy, very classy. But he said to me, he goes, "Hey, Jimmy," not referring to me. I was with Danny Aiello, and I didn't know him. Danny Aiello introduced me to him. But the most utmost gentleman I ever met in my life. He said, and looking over at me, he goes, "Jimmy, you know what the problem is?" He goes, "We as actors or people or celebrities have to know what our obligation is going in. So these guys know when you're going to shoot your mouth off, you're going to pay the price when maybe the hundreds of millions of massive people in the world are not. Because who knows me? Who knows us? You know, we go on the street. The little known that I have, if I say anything bad, I know I'm criticized for it. And this is a little minute little thing compared to what these people establish in their life. You know, it's a bad
Uh,
scene, man. It's a bad scene.
the comments. Can we have somebody get to the comments? I think we got a few comments down there.
Word, Steven was like, does the Kyrie situation prove that Kanye ain't all that crazy as he's made out to be? Granted, we can't agree with everything that he said in that Drink Champs interview. Um, so it goes back to like what Jimmy and Dutch were saying. Like when you're a celebrity, this is what you signed up for. Everything you say and do is magnified at a level that it becomes uncomfortable and unbearable. So
Right,
you gotta watch what you say. And not,
right,
not
bro.
necessarily what you say, but the way you say it. You feel what I'm saying? Like that's what
Yeah,
it really is about, and that's what the media emphasizes: the way you said something, and then the time you said it. So
that's right, Dennis.
like if Kanye would
That's
have
why I
said what
fuck
he
with my young
said
homie.
in a
He
different
sticks
way,
to me.
or Kyrie would have said it,
Young
and
as hell.
if he wasn't under
Ain't no
so much
service.
scrutiny, it would have been a different reaction from the public.
Yeah,
That's what
but
I.
you, Dennis, he did
Not
that
just
on purpose.
celebrities. Well, yeah, he did. But I see the method to
It's
Kanye's
sticky.
madness. I see.
And
So
the
the White
cars are
Lives Matter thing, I understand what he did with that. He
yeah, what's up with your? You should have let me go
controversial.
over
I don't know what all that is in the background.
because he had
Um,
a pre-roll
he
probably. Well,
Dominique. I think everybody has. How do I say this? We're not saying that they're right nor wrong because it's not for us to
yeah,
say.
but
Anybody's opinions or how they feel is right or wrong.
That's
What
right.
we are saying is when
you had a
you
short on
not
guard.
even just a
So
celebrity,
here we
you could
go.
be military, you could be a
I
police
don't know where
officer.
she at. Oh, she's
When
sick.
you work for the community, including being a celebrity, when you work for the people, when you work for the community, when you work for pop culture, which is popular culture, when you work for us, so to speak, you very careful what you say. It's not saying that your opinion is wrong. It's not saying Kyrie is right. It's not saying any of that. What it is saying is once you gain a certain celebrity status or a certain status quo, even if you're not a celebrity in your community or further up, once you become, you have to be careful what you discuss with race. You have to be careful what you discuss with politics. You have to be careful what you discuss with religion. All of the above, including now gender. These are
Yeah,
all things you have to carefully discuss if you are going to discuss them, and they have to come from an unbiased standpoint. Or you just can't discuss it at all.
that's
And it's
right.
better to, like, as they say, what goes on in my house stays in my house. So I can discuss whatever I want to in my house,
Right.
but there's certain things I'm just not going to discuss out in public because it's not appropriate. You know what I mean? It's not politically correct, and not saying that you always have to follow what's politically correct. But if you don't want to hurt any feelings and you don't want to have any situations, then it's better to, you know,
Hey, look, a policeman cannot go up to somebody. Say a white policeman pulls up a black person, he cannot say the N word. He can't say "I hate you," "I hate this." He has to be the most completely de sensitized from anything. I am a policeman and I'm here to obey the law. What did you do? What did you do? He cannot be opinionated. He cannot express his religion. And the same thing that happens, he'll lose his job. Look at the representatives in Texas when they were talking about that person, right? They all had to resign, and you can't do it. You can't do it. You're in the limelight. You know what? And again, I quote the great um, uh, Morgan Freeman. Again, you know what's going down, going in. Just play the game, man. That's it. And he has successfully, whenever they ask that man for something or you enter his interview, he's very reluctant to say anything negative about anybody. And he goes, we're pressed on our life by our opinions. You know, if Dutch doesn't agree on something or I don't like what Dutch said, you know what? I'm not going to turn around and say, who the heck is Dutch and how dare her do that? I'm going to say, hey, you know, I can understand why she thinks like that. And yeah, you know, we evaluate. We're not evaluating, we're criticizing. And again, I emphasize that word greatly. We begin to criticize each other instead of you know, and like Mook
I
said,
don't
you
want
got
to cut you off. Jimmy, I didn't want to cut you off. I wanted
no,
to
it's
check this comment right here from Established 87. He said, Dr. Jane Elliott, check her out. She even says black people can be anti-Semitic, and she is a white woman. Check her out. I know who Dr. Jane Elliott is.
yes.
We missed another comment earlier from Established 87, something about Virgos. We'll come back to that. Um, I like a lot of the work that she does. I don't know if y'all know who she is. Um, I don't know the context of what she's saying, so I don't want to speak on that, on if we can or if we can't be
I've heard of her,
anti-Semitic.
but I agree with you, Dutch. I don't know enough either to comment on it.
Yeah, what I will do is I will go look this up, and I'll go and gain a little bit knowledge on it before I do speak on it, and come back with what.
Yeah, you know, it bums me out with all this stuff, man. It really does. It's you know, it's just very sad. It really is, you know. And a lot of times, you know, sports guys are not the most and not all of them, a lot of them are very intelligent, but a lot of them do not, as you would say years ago, my grandfather used to say, think before you speak. You know, he used to
Facts.
say, hey, Jimmy, think before you speak, man, because you know what? Our words, for the most stupidest reasons, get us in trouble. My
Mm-hmm.
grandfather was right, you know.
That's a fact. But
Here
still,
I am.
I
I'm a
still stand
famous
by it.
basketball player. And if somebody comes to me and they say this and they say that and they say, hey, man, no comment. I love everybody, man. I'm not into this stuff. They're going to love you and they're going to care about you. And, oh, he's a great guy. But the minute you go say something out of content or quote anti Semitic, which is a very powerful word, you know, and here you go. He says one thing, and well, you're going to be taking these courses, and you're taking anger management, and you know
But
they start questioning you, and
Jimmy, but I think the biggest question I think we kind of got away from it. So they gave Kyrie 6 things that he has to do. Um, First, Malika Nia, shout out to the bestie and panel member. She said, that's how it's supposed to be, but I definitely been called the N word by cops. One day equality for all. And that's what we're hoping for. And speaking of equality, do you guys think it's fair that he has to like pay, what is it, pay 500K to some sort of charity? He's got to apologize. Uh, and then there's like four or five other things. I mean, shit, y'all might as well throw in Call of Duty and play Fortnite too while y'all at it, because y'all got him, and it's like 6 tasks that he has to do just to satisfy and appease his masters. So, in that part, is that fair?
Nope. Nope.
no, I don't agree anything's fair. But you know what? Again,
And he got suspended
representation.
5 games with no pay. Sorry, Jimmy. He
Yeah,
also got
but you
suspended
know,
with no
listen,
pay.
I agree with you.
Dennis,
Honestly,
hold
I,
up. I
I
wanted to hear what he said. I'm
I
sorry, Jimmy. What'd you
honestly
say,
got to
Dennis?
tell you, it's the teams, it's the team owners, it's the representation, which is what I hate. They have to be able to look. That guy that owned the Golden State Warriors, he had to leave. He said so
No, it was
many
the
bad.
Phoenix Suns. It was the owner of the Phoenix
Oh, I'm
Suns, not the
sorry, the
Warriors. It
Phoenix
was the
Suns.
owner of the
That's right.
Phoenix Suns.
But the owner
Still
of the
agree with
Gold.
with Malika. He is being used as an example. He's they're making an example, like again with Kanye, like the guy
Facts.
said, and I do
Yeah, they're
believe
trying.
no
I think
matter
they're
how
trying to stop
screwed
it.
up, how screwed up, a lot of shit Kanye says is wild. We know Kanye's gonna say some dumbass shit, but here's a fact: no matter how dumb what he said, what Katie sent us, if you watch what Katie sent us, is true. This thing that is being used now has become a target. There's a such thing as, if I wrong you, you have a right to either wrong me back, turn the other cheek, or retaliate however you see fit. But at what point do you continue to wrong me? Is it bullying? And at this point, it's bullying. You understand what I'm saying? Because now it's collectively, they're making an example
Right.
out of these guys.
Yeah, I
Exactly. Yep,
agree
I
to that.
agree.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's just I just think everything's getting out of control, man. It's a passive. It's not a passive aggressive situation. It's becoming more volatile as we go on. Now, you're going to do this, or you might even go to jail. I mean, it's getting back to the Gestapo days, to be honest with you. This is 1945, 1950 shit that's going on.
That was,
Very
and that's
bizarre.
kind of like what Katie sent in there. Yeah, that was like in the 40s.
Listen, what scares me is that I see this not going away, which is absolutely insane to me. I don't even know how it's there in the beginning, but it's all the ignorance that we have in this country, and we have a lot of ignorance. I guarantee you, I guarantee you that in the next 2 years, if something happens and Trump can develop his situation back into the presidency, you will see this being put on black people more than ever, because guess who the FBI will be replaced with? The Oath Keepers and the Proud Boys. That's going to be the federal government. And I want to tell you, Trump's going to point his finger. You go get them, mother. And guess who did that? Hitler did that. Hitler did, when the Communist Party was not being broken up, and the first time Hitler tried to do the same thing that's going on with the discrimination, blacks, Jews, anything, it doesn't make a difference. He began that point of segregation now, where dumb people are going, hey, you know what? They're right. They're right. It's our right. It was never all right. Most of the times you talk to these morons, black families and black people have been here 150 years before these morons came into this country. That's what pisses me off, because there's nothing honorable about anything we do anymore, and
Exactly.
we're going to lose ourselves of being beautiful human beings together. And I'm remarkably saying this is that even what Ye said or this guy's saying, who really gives a shit? Nobody cared what Jack Nicholson said. Look, they did criticize what's his name? Who did Braveheart, the actor with Mel Gibson. All right, Mel Gibson, man, he ripped into the Jews, and look at what happened to him. They disemboweled this guy in 2 seconds. So I don't see it as more of a black and white thing. I see it more of a black and Jew thing, because the old boys, and again, I say this because it is the truth, we are heading towards that separation in a dangerous, dangerous position. And somebody or some way, Trump has to get Alzheimer's for all of us to become humans again. And because this guy shouldn't be criticized about anything. He said something. Hey, you know what? We all say stupid stuff. We all say crazy things. And Ye knows what he's doing too, because he wants to get away from all them so he can sell his shit on his own and not be a slave to the system and Nike and be owned by these people. He couldn't get out of the contract, but he knew how to get himself out of the contract. So is he? No, and that's the truth. I was starting to read
But
up on this.
that's why I'm laughing, because it is.
Yeah,
He made a smart power move, and you can't be
absolutely.
mad. You can't be mad at him. I did
No, yeah, he
find
just.
I
But you know
did
what's
find what
screwed up?
Kyrie has to give me one sec, Jim. I found out exactly what Kyrie has to do in exacts. Uh, Apologize and condemn the movie. He has to apologize, condemn the movie. Means basically, we don't care if you believe in whatever the content of this movie in. You have to publicly condemn this movie and say
That is
you
so
don't
wrong.
like this movie. So the second thing is he has to give a 500K, which is half a mil, donation to an anti-hate cause. He has to receive sensitivity training and anti-Semitic training. He also meet with the ADL and the Jewish leaders. He also has to meet with Joe Teal to demonstrate
You're
understanding.
crazy right now. Shit.
Can y'all
Wow,
hear
man.
me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Now, just let's be honest here. Let's go back to the human nature. Power, power. There's no way to, sometimes power drunk makes people drunk, and when you drunk with power, no telling what could happen. But basically, what I'm saying is like, as far as the industry, entertainment industry, and sports industry, all of the major like industries, a lot of Hasidic people, Jewish, individuals run it. Now imagine that power, that kind of power. You don't want these people saying, things towards your culture or different things when you have the power to shut their ass down. So
Facts.
that's like I think any culture would do that too, honestly, who has that kind of power. The problem is we don't have no references to put up against the Jewish people to where look they don't do that because Jewish like they got the shit on lock. I ain't gonna lie, and it's a beautiful thing. But I'm saying like if you smart out here moving logically, the people with power, and if you know you fuck with them, you got to be ready to deal with the bullshit because that's just what's gonna happen. Period. You know what I mean?
Hey, bro, you mess with the bull, you get the horn, so to say.
Facts. Yeah, absolutely right.
Dennis, man. You know
And then
what it
it's true
breaks.
word. Them people in power, they not gonna let where my fault. Like those people in power, they not gonna let nobody just get up there and just speak their mind, really, because that's really what it is. Kyrie didn't really say anything, in my opinion, offensive, but he just spoke his mind and he said what he felt like, and they just trying to control that. They not gonna let, because if they don't nip that in the butt and they don't make an example out of Kyrie, now everybody's gonna feel like they have the power to speak their mind, and then who knows what that could lead to. So, word, I feel you on
Well,
that.
you
Like
do
these
know
people in
that
power, they're not playing with that.
you do know that there's a lot of
Happened with
people
Kanye.
that
I
say
think
he's
that's why
right.
Kyrie's getting it so bad. I think that's exactly what Dennis just said,
Yeah.
but I think what happened was Kyrie first Kanye started it, and then this shit with Kyrie, and they're like, wait, it's too many of these motherfuckers is getting out of hand. So we got to make an
Mm-hmm.
example because we got two uh very big,
Influential.
well known, influential black men. So one we
Yeah,
got to make look crazy, and the other
Facts.
one we're gonna have to spank him. This is a no no.
Facts.
You don't do this. We
Cause
pay
think
you and
about
sign
it,
your checks.
I agree, because a lot of kids like look up to Kyrie and Kanye. So when they punish Kyrie and Kanye for speaking their mind, now kids are gonna be like, damn, maybe I shouldn't speak my mind certain times. There's certain things that I shouldn't say. So word, like it's a control thing in my opinion. You know what I'm trying to say? So that's how I look at it.
Thousand and shit, 4,000%. I think you just said a mouthful. Old school, new school, buck breaking. That's what I think. That's what I'm gonna call it.
hey man, if I was a celebrity,
Mm.
I honestly would just keep my mouth shut, man. I don't like talking bad about anybody except for
I don't
Donald
know.
Trump.
I
You know,
definitely wouldn't talk. I definitely
I
would
mean,
speak my
Except for
mind.
Donald
okay,
Trump.
Dennis, I did make an exception, brother. I'm
Nah,
sorry,
that
man.
was funny. That was funny. I respect that.
But it is the truth. But just these guys wouldn't have these problems if they just kept their mouth shut, man. Just walk away, be a gentleman. Justin Tuck, I did a lot of work for him. He played for the Giants, got 2 Super Bowl rings. Man, what I did in his house was crazy. But he always said, man, he goes, Jimmy, I walk on the field. I don't say nothing to nobody. I don't criticize. I don't yell across the field. I hate you. I pick up the guy from the other team if I knock an offensive lineman down, even if he calls me this or he says shit to me. I walk away. When I get done off the field, I'm the last one leaving because I'm not trying to rush off the field and get into a hackle with anybody. And Justin Tuck got his master's degree. He now works with Goldman Sachs. Very smart guy. He lives now in Franklin Lakes. He has a $7 million house. Amazing black gentleman. Very good friends. I see him sometimes. Jimmy, come over, shoot pool with him. Of course, I let him win, but
Yeah.
But he is a good ball player. But you know what? He said, man, even when he was in the game, he goes, Jimmy, they try to ask me so much stuff and the criticisms of what goes on. I can't stand the quarterback and I hate that motherfucker. And they're saying all kinds of nasty things. They ask him, yeah, he tells me what goes down is bad. He goes, but one day, man, he goes, if I say something wrong or I criticize somebody, I'm going to have to pay the price.
Yep.
And I don't feel like paying that price. I keep my mouth shut, man. Come on, let's move on from it. And when he won that sack that he won the Super Bowl in, he told me when they interviewed him, they were saying, "What did you think of Tom Brady?" I mean, just or doing something vile to him, and he said, "No, man." He goes, "I was playing my game, and I wanted to be able to play it smart enough that I was able to do that to Tom Brady." The guy, again, he could have watched the movie and said something bad, and the next minute he's not going to be looked upon as that great person anymore. And in a way, I think it's a control thing that, hey, let's not do that. And I know it's not right. I know that we should not be opinionated. But when you have the velocity of morons that we have in this country, look, my sensei always said, never plant black palms. Black palms represents bad, and they grow, and it's like they feed off of everything. I'm worried about
Right.
us as people coming together and being awesome, but I don't know if that's the right way to do it. I don't know if there's stuff that's going on with calling out Jews or saying anything. Come on, man. It's this is pretty bad no matter what. And I wouldn't want to see it coming out of anybody. I do want to see everybody pay. I'm still wondering why Brett Favre doesn't pay for his criticisms and crimes or things that he says.
Waiting to hear what is it exactly did Kyrie say that was anti-Semitic,
That's what I don't.
which
But
again
what I'm saying is,
was hateful or hostile.
well, it's about the movie. I think it's more about the things that were said, the rhetoric on the movie, and I think that's what pissed off a lot of people. I agree with you, Dutch. I'm just trying to say what is the right solution to try to make everything just kind of like settle down with all this craziness, man. I mean, it's so critical and analytical and very detrimental and dangerous in any form. Why comment on anything? And that's what I was making reference to Justin Tuck. He goes, no matter what, Jimmy, if I say one wrong word,
Jimmy,
people, you
you
know,
really saying these guys don't have the right to comment and speak their mind?
no,
You so
bro, I'm
free
not
to
saying that.
comment? What are you talking about?
No, brother, I'm not saying that. You don't know what I mean. Bro, we're drawn by the masses. We're drawn by the masses. Me and you don't control the masses. We control our little group and we help each other. But when a guy speaks out that 500 million people or the world knows him and Europe sees him, you don't know how they think of him in Europe. He's like one of the good, they love basketball. Basketball is going to be played there like football being played there now. These people are listened to by everybody, and regardless of what you say, I'm not saying he said anything bad. It's just better not to say anything, or we wouldn't. This guy wouldn't be in this situation paying $500,000. You got to remember, we're puppets, we're pawns, we're not controllers of the system. And when you fight that, you pay the price. John Gotti said, he goes, I thought what I was doing was fooling myself. I thought I can beat them, and that's who he's trying to beat now. If he said nothing, guess what? He'd be playing basketball, not getting aggravated, not sitting down with some schmuck trying to tell him something he might have not even said. It's just insane, bro. No, Mook, I think everybody should have a freedom of speech. But I also know when you open your mouth, you can lose your job. So sometimes it's better not to say what we feel and maybe actively do something about it in a
Me, I'm the
different way.
type. I gotta say something. If I'm feeling away and bothering me, and I got like basically, I don't know how to have the money that they have because never had it. But I'm just saying, I would imagine a guy like me with that type of money, and I feel like I'm free. But you ain't really free. Obviously, you see what's going on, but like these dudes should be able to speak their mind. That's all. You know what I mean?
Oh
That's
yeah, bro,
wild.
I agree with you. But again, I refer back to Morgan Freeman. You going in, you're going in knowing what it is. Don't buck the system because you can't beat them. This country's controlled by corporate people, bro. You don't understand. The country, there is no government. It's the Cause brothers telling this is what you got to do, or we're going to do this, this, and that. It's sad. It's pretty sad, man. You know. We are nothing but pawns, and we can sit here on this panel and talk about all the many things of woulda, shoulda, coulda, woulda, and we can't do a thing about it. All we can do is try not to avoid the persecution. If me and you again said that, what would it matter, Mook? They'd move on, and next minute it's the next day, and we're forgotten about. We're not important, but those guys are, man. And even if they say, again, Justin Tuck said, Jimmy, you could say the wrong word, or you can even say, hey, you know what? Not even realizing, yeah, that movie, I love that movie. But meanwhile, it's about Indian people getting their heads chopped off. Next minute, now there's major problems. People
Another
from
sad
India,
thing, you're right, Jimmy. It is sad. Another sad thing, Aaron Carter, young man, rest in peace. He died in his bathtub. I don't know how he died. Anything? Anybody got any details on that?
is
Rest in
that
peace, Aaron.
singer?
They still haven't. Still waiting on a toxicology report. Just know that he died in a bathtub. A lot of people might not know who he is. He's the one of the brothers to Backstreet Boy, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the kid with the blonde head kid. He had that
It sounds
spiky
like a
blonde
Whitney
hair.
Houston thing. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's very Hills.
he was banged out on all kinds of drugs, man. Heavy drugs. I mean, it wasn't just one substance; it was a bunch of substances.
Yeah, because that's too young. You know what I mean to be. But he might have went out in bliss though, because some dudes go
Hey,
like
Mike
that.
and Mook,
Rest in
you know
peace. I'm
what's so
sorry.
sad? The three of us, we can sit there, we can come home, laugh, play with the kids or whatever our life is. And, we pick up, we light up a joint, we smoke a little weed, we feel relaxed. That's what, hey, I'm not a drinker. I like smoking weed, but guess what? I don't push it on anybody. I don't try to make anybody do what they don't want to do. And again, I was forgetting what I was trying to get at, man. Um, what the heck damn it. I got
Yeah.
sidetracked for a second. I was trying to make an example. I'm sorry.
Established 87 said he bet $1,000 that it was either heroin or fentanyl overdose.
Oh yeah, with
Uh,
that. Yeah, but what I'm
Malia
saying is,
hit you with the shout out to Bush.
Let's.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think he drowned, but I don't know what was in his system prior to him drowning. So we
yeah,
know
I
he
know.
drowned,
Yeah,
but we don't know why he drowned.
they were saying that he had several drugs in his system and stuff. But this is what I'm saying. We're not going to go beyond weed. Like, hey, I ain't doing anything but weed. I'm going to smoke weed. But these guys indulge in different things. But you're not going to tell me that a 34-year-old kid drowned in his bathtub. Um, you had to be doing something you shouldn't have been doing, man. And that's why all these kids are dying, man. What breaks my heart's the same situation. Didn't Whitney Houston's daughter drown in the bathtub?
Happening too often, especially
Yeah,
unless
it's
they
happening too often, Mook. That's right. And you know what? I'm going to call it what it is, and that's what it is. When I was in Florida, there was kids that were leaving Georgia and North Carolina that were doing waitress work, and you know what? They were taking fentanyl. They almost died. They got out of there because the fentanyl was too easy to get. So yeah, they're indulging in this stuff, man. My friend died at an early age doing coke, doing heroin, snorting heroin. What the hell is you guy doing? Smoking cigarettes, breathing in, inhaling, spraying cars, breathing in, not even wearing masks, doing all kinds of crazy, snorting painkillers. I mean, serious, man. Yeah, everybody indulges. And that's what I meant before, Dutch. We indulge in our little weed. We smoke a little weed, but I have not gone. beyond that, I don't need any more than that. I don't need to be doing any kind of crazy, you know. So when you don't have the wherewithal and the ability to do that, that's where you find yourself indulging in these dark drugs that are just killing everybody. And Whitney Houston
And
daughter, Whitney Houston, everybody, people are dropping dead in droves, man.
I don't
Over.
participate in anything like that. We got a comment from Brian Brady. He was saying throughout history in Hollywood, anybody who drowns in their own bathtub is really knocked out on dope, whether it's heroin, perks,
Yeah,
lean, whatever.
absolutely, man.
Nodded out and drowned, most likely. I can see that.
Jim
I can
Morrison,
see.
man. Jim Morrison. Yeah, you know, this is not something new. This has been going on for years. It just happens to be a different drug now, you know. Same shit. Nothing ever changes. Repeat, history repeats itself. But give that shout out that kid Brian. Tell him he's right, man. He's 100% right. And it's terrible, man. It breaks my heart. It really does. And I heard that. I heard some stuff from that kid. He was pretty talented, man.
Are you serious?
I'm only kidding, bro. Come on, man. Well, come on. I'm a jazz
Nah,
player,
he
man.
has some talent, obviously.
No, bro. If you know somebody, again, when you're in with the system, you're in the system, bro. You know, music is the strongest, and the movie business is the strongest system. Once you're in on that, hey, look at Dakota Fanning's sister. She didn't have to. She didn't have to go to all this extremes to become an actor. Hey, I have my sister here. Hey, I have Dakota. Bring her right in. She happens to be a very good actor, but yeah, that's how it works. You know.
Now I remember the kid Aron Carter a little more. Yeah, my little sister and them used to love him too. I'm starting to remember him.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, rest in peace, Aron
These
Carter. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
most of
man.
these athletes, celebrities, just the entertainment industry in general, vice, be it drugs, some sort of weird sexual fetish, uh, some kind of gambling habit. Everybody has that. That's in the entertainment. They have some sort of they're into something, and that's why when I said some sort of weird sexual fetish, I'm hoping y'all can use y'all's imagination. That covers a wide range of shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Money can buy you all types of shit, and some
Money
of
will
that
screw
shit.
you up, man.
Well,
Money
not
will
only
screw
that, but
you
a
up.
lot of that shit will have your ass in jail too. So I want you to use your mind when I say that, without getting too detailed. So you have to think. That's again why they call this shit Holly weird. It's
Yeah.
a lot of weird shit in Hollywood.
Oh
It's
yeah.
it's a lot of weird shit in general. Um, just this, but better believe they all have some kind of vice. Be it some and a fetish could be the power. You might be a power thirsty motherfucker. It could be a lot of different things. It doesn't have to be
Hey,
a
Dutch.
sexual fetish.
Dutch. I went to the Amsterdam Film Festival. This is a while ago, and we had two movies. We had One-Eyed King, and we were doing the kid from Greenwich Village. We were doing. We had a couple of B movies that we were citing, but they had an after party for the Halloween after party, and I can't tell you the shit that went on. And again, I had to leave. I actually went to a smoke shop. I had a joint. I had a beer with a couple other friends, and we looked at each other, and we just said, I didn't sign up for this shit. And it was almost demonic. It was almost demonic. So this kid is around all that. That kid was around all that. He was deep into it. I'm talking about where you have like a pile of cocaine in the middle of a table and party, and people are just grabbing it. I mean, these are big Hollywood parties. Yeah, it's big.
Yo,
Cat Williams told us about the little parties. If you watch Cat Williams, he warned us about them parties.
Oh, Cat Williams, man, he's funny, man.
yo, Menace, what you think about Aron Carter? Where he at? Rest in peace.
not like what I got to say about the situation, but you shouldn't be an adult. Y'all hear me?
We hear you, buddy.
Yeah, like, there should be no reason why you're an adult and you're drowning in your bathtub. You know what I'm saying? No logical reason. So like, it sucks that he died, but we really gotta pay attention to these people taking these drugs, man. You really gotta look out after these people. You know what I'm saying? You never know what somebody going through, and some people escapism is doing drugs. Some people do other things, and like it sucks, but there's no logical explanation to him drowning in his bathtub being sober. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, so I don't know.
Even
That's a
if you're
fucked up
drunk,
story.
even if you're a little drunk, man,
Yeah, even if
you
you're a
know,
little drunk, you're not gonna drown in your bathtub. You
no,
know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like, you're not gonna.
this guy was doing, um, he was doing everything, man. They're into fentanyl, they're into crystal meth, they're into crack, they're into
Yeah,
whack, they're
that's
into,
Hey, I
you
was
know,
gonna say fentanyl. I was gonna be only because right now drug use and fentanyl over the last year for people that are like
yeah, I
heroin
know,
and coke users and
yeah,
people like celebrities that have been popping up, turning up dead, and then
yeah,
they find like fentanyl in their bloodstream. I don't think they're necessarily purposely taking fentanyl. I think a lot of these people are doing their usual shit and they're getting a hold of shit that's got shit in it that'll kill. And being a celebrity don't make you exempt from getting some bad dope.
facts. Facts. And you don't
hey
even
man,
and
yeah, there's a lot of crazy shit going on, Dutch. I know, and I think it's like everybody's saying the Mexican cartels are trying to drug everybody, and I'm like, don't you find that ironically stupid? And they're like, well, what do you mean? I said, you mean they're trying to kill the people they make money from? I said,
yeah, it's not
you
it's
know,
not the cartels, it's people breaking on the work, trying to stretch it, or some people promoting fake shit as if it's the real shit. And just some people don't know. You know what I'm saying? Some people getting these drugs and don't know where the fuck it came from. They
that's
just
right. You
trust
got
the
to be
person
careful
that's
where you
giving it
buy
to
it
them.
too. Yeah,
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So like
They're
it's
so
just it's a
high.
it's yeah, it's fucked up. It's fucked up. Cause I personally know people who take pills who do opioids, and if they can't find the real shit, like the real opioid, they'll take an opioid with fentanyl in it because they know it'll give them the same high
now
or
Dennis, what
even
do
a
you
better
think
high.
of that,
They'll
man?
just still do it.
Shit.
That's fucked
Dennis,
up.
don't you think that's
It's fucked
crazy,
up.
man? Don't you
Yeah,
find that
but
crazy?
what's even crazier is the willpower that they have to still want to do the drug. That's the crazier part.
They have no
You know what I'm saying?
willpower.
No, the willpower to want to do it. They gonna find a way to do it. They gonna
Oh, the
find a way to
will
get
to
high.
want to do it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm
the,
saying?
the
That shit is
crazy
crazy
part
to me.
about it is, I think they get so high, and I'm speaking on the celebrities, right? The ones, because obviously you didn't say, you know what, I'm gonna snort this shit and I'm gonna OD today. I think they get so high and they snort so much of that shit, and then when they run out, your dealer might not even, shit, might not even be bringing it to you. So you call whoever, you know what I mean? Or maybe he wants the money. Maybe he's chopping up the shit, whatever, and giving you bad shit, not knowing. But whatever it is, desperation shit will make you
Facts.
pretty much try to do whatever you got to get it, especially if you're used to getting your way. And celebrities are used to getting their way. So God forbid somebody tell them no. They're just gonna go and haggle somebody else to get it and use money to get however much of whatever they want. So
Yeah,
I think a
it
lot of
happened to
that shit
Michael
is
Jackson too, man. He had a doctor, and you're paying a doctor a $500,000 or $600,000 a year to give me what the fuck I want. The doctor really killed him. That guy shouldn't have died at that age. Had nothing to do with what he was doing to his skin or anything like that. The doctor gave him what he wanted. He goes, "Hey, I want more pink. I want this," and he gave it to him, man. And they have the ability to get whatever they want. That's why I said they're in the system. When you're in the system, man, I saw a stag
I agree.
party.
Like once you hook, you hook. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro, that's it. They were giving. There was a boat party in the Cannes Film Festival in France, and all the celebrities that were walking that were invited in the red carpet and they're dressed up the phony bastards that they are with their gown, hi, waving, show me your ass and show me your back, all that crap. They were given doggy bags. In the doggy bags, there was gold and there was a camera. There was chewing gum. There was, I think, a gold ring or a diamond ring. There was a ring with diamonds. And the mem got a platinum jade thing. It was, you got a watch. You got all the shit. The bag alone, and you got a vial of cocaine if you wanted it. You would request it.
Yes,
Just think
sir.
about that. Just think about that. And they were given this bag, and these bags are worth $50,000. And all these actors that were in the showcase are getting all these things. I don't know if you ever saw if their assistants, if you ever look, you'll see their assistants sometimes holding those bags. So the system, when you die like that and you're in the system, again, this guy, yeah, when it's there, you're gonna do it. You're addicted, You have no willpower to stop it,
When you're a star from a
Yeah,
young
but when
age, you
you're a
know what I
star,
mean?
you get what you want, bro. Listen, Danny Aiello used to go to a restaurant, never pay for anything. I paid for his dinner one time, and you know what he says to me? He goes, "Jimmy, what's the matter with you? We don't pay." I said, "Dan, these guys don't know you from a hole in the wall. You're almost you're 80 something years old. What are you talking about, sir?" I said, but that's their privilege. Oh, that they get car. Oh, well, don't worry, Mr. Presley, we'll get a car for you. We're gonna. Oh, don't worry, we'll take care of it. Yeah, you have no idea what goes on there. It's pretty horrendous. It's horrendous, man. It's horrendous.
Yeah. All right, let's
Word. It's
get
definitely
into
sad.
this last little top. Dennis was talking. Oh, last little thing. If I hit that Powerball, I'll go buy me an island. Basically,
You selfish
I would have hit
bastard.
that Powerball. Y'all would have seen some palm trees behind me. Matter of fact, y'all would have seen me and Dutchy because I would have went to Hawaii. Fuck that. You
I
would have
would have
seen me
gave
in the
each
palm
one of the
trees,
panel
on
a
vacation
couple
for
of
the next couple
$1 million.
shows. I would have
I'll,
been
I'll
Just
have to
gone.
tell me when
disappear.
you
The
getting off
win.
the plane, bro. Tell me when
See,
you getting off the plane. I'd have had you
Got
covered.
you. You gotta pick
that's
me up with
right.
a blunt. You gotta pick me up with the Dutchy special.
Here's Mook. The first
Just,
words out of Mook's mouth. I'm going to give some money to charity. I'm going to buy me an island, and I'm going to get me boats and planes. Yeah, I'm not selfish.
oh, excuse me.
I would
Yeah,
probably give half the money away to everybody I knew.
yeah. After I secure myself, yeah, for sure.
You secure yourself first.
I want to
Yeah,
make sure
Nah, yeah,
that
I would have got
nobody knows that I won this money. I don't want
facts.
nobody to know. I gotta go anonymous, bro.
you gonna wear a costume
Yeah,
like the
that. All right,
dude
so
did?
that's
Yeah,
my
yeah,
thing. All
Yeah.
yeah,
right, so
yeah.
that's my
Listen,
question for y'all. Cause,
yes,
cause,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
cause when you win the lotto, they give you an option to where you could be held anonymous, but they also take out more tax from that. So the government tax you from the money that you win, and then you get taxed from that money that you already got taxed for to remain anonymous. I mean, you win 1.3 billion, even after tax, that's still some bread,
it's
and even
still
after
some bread.
I'll be anonymous.
He won $2.1 billion. Second of all, you would get half money. But Dutch, you can actually go live in a French Riviera for $100,000 a month with maids and live like that for the rest of your life, and you still have
I
money.
will be. No, no, I will be on that motherfucker like this. Talking about this. No, we rolling out like this,
She ready.
bruh. Ready.
She already
Nah, that's
ready.
mad
Feel me?
funny.
I think she
This is how
bought
we
that
doing
when
it.
it hit almost 2 billion. She bought that thing. But yeah, that
Listen,
was a
I bought
great
it with the
show,
money,
y'all.
bro.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's funny as hell. Yeah, Anything else?
Going anonymous, bro. I'll pay
That's
the tax.
crazy.
That's amazing.
The amount that your family is gonna hit you up for, and the tax that the government's gonna hit you for, you might as well.
Yeah, that's what
You
I'm
might as
saying.
well.
Half of that money's gone. That goes to then 10% goes to the Powerball fees and all that crap, and then by the time you wind up with money, and then all your lost family that you haven't heard from in 20 years come around, start bugging your ass.
Yo, I can't believe that you pulled out the whole mask. That's funny as hell.
That's how I'm going under with my check. You will not see my face. Y'all gonna see that shit. Y'all see that shit. Now I gotta go get another fucking mask because y'all seen that one. So I gotta get some other shit.
Oh shit. Yo, shout out to everybody, yo. That was a great show. Appreciate everybody watching. And we
Word,
covered
love,
the
love, love,
topics.
man. Always good seeing y'all.
We did the damn thing. Shout out to everybody in the panel too. I'm at work, so I'm tripping. Love y'all. Peace.
Word, my fault. I was a little busy today, but shout out to everybody that also viewed the show and everybody in the comment section, man. We do appreciate y'all for real, for real.
Absolutely. Thank you so
Y'all
much,
stay
man.
warm out there.